Greetings, as I, Category Jinro, your resident werewolf VTuber, and welcome back to the Moonlight Brew, where we serve coffee as well as adult beverages. Would you like a coffee or adult beverage? I actually have an adult beverage right on hand for myself here. So, it's Saturday. Good morning, wherever you are in the world, or maybe it's the evening or afternoon. Today, we're going to be playing Diablo 4 right before Season 4 starts. Season 4 is on May 14th, so we got a couple days before then. I'm not going to play my Season 3 character. I'm going to be playing my Season 2 character, the Sorcerer, who I have changed from Chain Lightning build, because it was good, but it wasn't really being able to clear a lot of the endgame content because it still felt kind of weak, to a Blizzard Sorcerer, which does a little bit more, but we need to tweak him up some more because he does well, but he's not perfect. He's just okay. And you know the saying, as the saying goes, just okay is not okay. So we need to make him great. And we could do that, but it's going to take a lot of grinding of, you guessed it, Nightmare Dungeon. So we're going to be doing a lot of Nightmare Dungeon runs. We're going to be having a chill Saturday, getting ready for Season 4. Season 4, I'm not going to be playing Sorcerer or Sorceress. So most likely, I'm thinking I'm going to be playing Barbarian, despite the fact that the Barbarian's Whirlwind Dust Devils got some nerfs to it, just because it seems kind of like fun to do. I haven't really given much love to the Barbarian in Season 4 of Diablo, or not Season 4, but in Diablo 4. I did make one. He was pretty bad in the beginning because they nerfed him before Season 1 came out, when he was really good in Season 0, and by the time I got to play him, it was like Season 1-ish, right before, and he had gotten nerfed to high heaven. So we are going to probably play Barbarian next season, despite the fact that he has seen a couple of nerfs, because it's either that or I have to play the Rogue. I don't, as I mentioned before, I don't want to really necessarily play Rogue, because Rogue is easy. And there's nothing wrong with it being easy, but it's like everybody's going to be playing Rogue. Most of the top speedrunners are going to be playing Rogue because it's just very easy and never really sees the nerfs that I personally feel like it should get. And you know what gets nerfed a lot? You guessed it, the Sorcerer. All the time, man. All the time. It never fails. I gotta remember my things. So, in this build, what we're doing is we cast a lot of Blizzards. We cast a lot of cooldowns when necessary. I teleport around. I use my burning aspects. I do have to change one of the things that's in my Paragon board, which I do have to kind of change to the Paragon board, but I'm not going to do that today on stream, unless I see, like, I'm really running into some really bad issues. So here, basically, it's kind of like old Diablo 2 style, in the sense that you're just going to cast some Blizzards, and you kite most of the enemies around you, and you let a whole bunch of other things proc, as you see there. And then, you know, you bring up your shields. I can cast Frost Nova, Blizzards. I'll show the build when we're nearing the end of the stream, just in case people want to kind of copy this going into the next season. The one thing I will tell you is it needs a lot of endgame gear. So this is not something like you can build right at the start of a season. You kind of have to do it towards the very tail end of the season. And even the one that I'm playing is not incredibly optimized as of yet, because I do have to go and switch Paragon around to certain things because I just kind of was winging it. I don't play actually on this build, believe it or not, anything that is a resource generator per se naturally. So like, you can drop that there. You're probably wondering how the hell am I casting Frozen Orb without actually having it on my hotbar? There's a good reason for that, Wolfies. It is actually due to the fact that I have it on my enchantment bar, which I can show you in a little bit. The one good thing is at least it don't cost as much to respect characters anymore. A turnaround is still kind of a turnaround. We have a way to get back life without having to cast potions too, which I think is nice. I want a lot of these in the same area. Then I can do that. Okay, let's wait. Pop this here. You're probably like, why are you doing this? So I can go into this. See, this works more functional than a Chain Lightning build, which is why I use it now. Chain Lightning, I really enjoy it, but it's still incredibly weak compared to how it was in previous games. So I would like to see more buffs to Chain Lightning. I think we'll see them. They kind of imply there's some things they've done to Chain Lightning for Season 4, but nothing really that's going to make me feel like it's amazing like it was in our games. Let's see if I can... The one thing you do have to worry about in this build is, you guessed it, it is very fragile because of the glass cannon that we have to run as our passive, so we take a lot of damage. And there's not really a lot of ways for us to kind of mitigate that, because when I show you on the things I'm using to get a little bit more frozen damage out for now, it doesn't give us a lot of leeway to use certain aspects I would prefer to use here, because we're just kind of going for like all-out damage at this point as best as we can. Alright, let's get back our mana. We do that because we passed Flame Shield. And then I don't want to waste that on here. I like to usually have them all pulled together here. It makes life a little bit easier. Okay, pick that up. Good. Let's pick that health item up. Trying to kill one more High Priestess, right? My guess is it's probably going to be the middle-ish of the map, but let's check over here for the sake of argument. Plus, you always want to kind of continue to loot. I'm only looking for loot that's in the 925 power range area at this point, as that's the highest values that we can get. There's a chest over here. Let's loot it and see what potentially we can get. You never know until you try with these. I'm thinking maybe down in the south end corner where the pylon is, we're probably going to find the priestess, because this looks like a very big area. Let me cast another one. Usually you don't cast too many of these. Usually one every like 3 seconds if you need to, because you get the resources back because of the, again, enchantment bar that we have here. What is this? Okay, it's just here. Could do that, but that's, I think I just wasted. That's fine. Use that too. Okay, good. I'm thinking down this way. Yep, I was right. Let's go. Okay, good. Let's fix this. Teleport into this. Why are you doing that, category general? Because you want to pile them up as much as possible. Okay, good. Okay, let's wait. And Frost Nova here, we will. Was immune to Frost Nova? I'm surprised at that. Let's do this here. Okay, so we killed them. We can go back and now open the chamber. We regenerate our mana very quickly by simply just popping a flame shield. We can also get another shield with our ice barrier, as you see here. So that's kind of what you do with this build. Really, you're relying on the Blizzard. We don't even have 5 points of Blizzard into this, because you'll see in a bit why that's the case. It's a very standard metagame build, even though my Paragon is not perfect again. Like, it could be perfect. Wait. Pop this. This is helpful, so when we do that. Can wait here. If I want to, we can do this. This will not freeze him, but it'll give a good enough amount of damage. Pop this again, get our health back. And we just kind of run roughshod here. You see how we're pretty much eating through enemies very quickly? This build is way more effective for endgame, even though we're still got some ways to go. Not Frostbite. I do want to invest points into Flame Feeder because I do want to increase this, even though I don't have it equipped yet. It's probably like, why are you doing that? Because there's something I don't generally like that I have in my hotbar right now. This I like. Elementalist I don't care for. You know, it increases the damage, but I just don't feel like it's that great, personally. Another thing we could take out is Destruction, because I don't really like Destruction. Like, I've used it, and it's just, we can get that from other things. So we're going to tweak up stuff, obviously, today, as we continue to perfect the build. Let's see. Hold up. No, that's shock damage. I want cold damage. Let's see. No. 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 When you freeze an enemy, there's a 57% chance they become vulnerable. I can actually use that. Pyromancy skills. I probably would change to Pyromancy, but there's cooldown reduction on this. This is, I was just using it as a placeholder. It's better item power, so we'll take it. This is for my chain lightning build, which it's gone for now. Might come back. I always save stuff. Ice armor, I can't. Wait, hold up. What's that say? When ice armor is active, you leave behind exploding ice spikes. That we are powering up our ice spikes, but I don't have anywhere I can put it, because as you see, I'm using Frostburn. Why? It's 15% chance on lucky chance to freeze enemies, so you never know. And it's a decent thing for now. I will probably swap it out later. I can actually increase this if I wanted to. which I'm probably going to do. We're going to hold on to this because I can extract it. We're going to hold on to that. Oh, the Oculus! I wasn't expecting to run into this. Gain the effect of teleport enchantment for free. When you invade using teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. That part kind of sucks, but I heard they're reworking this in the next season, so we're going to hold on to that. Because I can use this. I have plans for this. Not just yet, but I have plans for it in the future. So, hey. A good start to the run. A good start for the day. It's a good start for the morning. You know what? We have technically won the day already, Wolfies, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's only 11 minutes into the stream, right? So that's good. I'm opening up a adult beverage here. Don't mind if I do. If you want an adult beverage or coffee, let me know. It's actually not bad. Pretty good, pretty good. Not bad, but you know what? Let me put this somewhere else. Let me put this up here. I'm sorry. Just because I don't want it to spill over on the computer. In case you're wondering. So if I looked a little bit funny there for a second, my apologies, Wolfies, because I don't necessarily want... Hold on, my computer got a little bit wet on the keys, and the last thing we want is water damage to the computer. Particularly because I'm playing on a laptop, gaming laptop, so... Alright, let's continue. Let's get rid of this stuff, and we'll just, like, chill grind. This is a fun build. Much more effective than Chain Lightning. I love Chain Lightning, don't get me wrong, because I used to play Chain Lightning a lot in Diablo 2. But, you know, it's not up to snuff for what we're trying to accomplish with this build. Some things we gotta do. Let's go here first. Why are you doing that, Cat Gary? Because we need to put some stuff away. Did I get an Oculus before? This might be our first Oculus, actually. Oh, that's our second one, okay. But hey, this is where I keep all my rare loot. Like, we could use Fist of Fates if we wanted to. Because some people like Fist of Fates on this build. Because obviously, you see, we have pretty interesting... It depends on how people play it, really. So this goes away for now. This will go away for now. Let's see here. This we're gonna extract. This we're gonna extract as well. What is this? This I don't need. We'll extract it though. Crackling energy, I don't need that. This ring. I need some... Not bad, 903. The one we have equipped. This one's 925 in power. The only reason I'm not using it is because I have to change one of the affixes on it. Because I want to have cold damage on it. Which is why I haven't done it, but I need to get more resources before I do that. Is the... Okay, the cultist is here too. So let's extract... What's this? Frozen orb? I do want to extract that actually too. Probably look at me like, why? For future plans, in case I like to always try to get my builds ready. You never know when you have to use some of this stuff later on, right? Okay, cool. Let's see here. So, just a quick overview of what we're using. Godslayer's Crown. Raiment of the Infinite. Frostburn, even though you could use like a regular glove if you wanted to. Tybalt's Will. Flicker Step. Here we have as best in slot weapon as we can find for the moment, and we're using the aspect where when you cast Blizzard, it will periodically spawn exploding ice spikes that deal 1,259 damage, whatever your highest roll is going to be. Your ice spikes deal 30% increased damage to frozen enemies. Then we're just going to use a chain of biting cold because it says when you freeze an enemy, there is a 57% chance they will become vulnerable for 3 seconds. Here, Tal Raja's Iridescent Loop. Here for now, Prodigy's Ring, but we need the Scarless Sky Ring if we want to make this perfect. For the skills that we're going to be using, 2 points into Firebolt, moving down into here, 1 point into Frozen Orb, 1 point into Enhanced Frozen Orb, 1 point into Greater Frozen Orb, 3 points into Potent Warning, 1 point into Flame Shield, 1 point into Enhanced Flame Shield, 1 point into Shimmering Flame Shield, 1 point into Elemental Entombment, 5 points into Teleport, 1 point into Enhanced Teleport, 1 point into Shimmering Teleport, 3 points into Glass Cannon, which you make more damage, but you take more damage, so it's risky. 1 point into Ice Armor, 1 point into Enhanced Ice Armor, 1 point into Mystical Ice Armor. Frost Nova, 1 point into that, or correction, 5 points into Frost Nova, 1 point into Enhanced Frost Nova, 1 point into Mystical Frost Nova. Some people will be like, why Frost Nova instead of 5 points into Blizzard? Just because this, you're gonna kind of rely on that as a crutch. Coming forward here, 1 point into Align the Elements, 3 points into Mana Shield, 3 points into Protection. Moving on from here, 1 point into Blizzard, 1 point into Enhanced Blizzard, 1 point into Mage Blizzard. 1 point into Inner Flames, 3 points into Devouring Blaze, no points here. Moving down over here, you want the Deep Freeze ability, which is your ultimate. Then you want Prime Deep Freeze, Supreme Deep Freeze. Over here, 3 points into Permafrost, 3 points into Horrorfrost, no points into Frigid Breeze, but 3 points into Icy Touch, nothing else here. Moving down into the last slot, you want 1 point into Shatter. Then from there, Paragon, it's kind of messy, so I can't really go over it right now because I don't even have it set up properly. There is one thing that I need to take out of here because it's not, I personally don't like it for this build. That being Destruction. Critical strike damage is nice, but it doesn't proc too much because we have it in an area where it's not perfect. But I think, though, would help more so is, where is my Devouring Blaze that I just set up? I'm also not a big fan of Elementalist, so we could move Destruction over that way if you want to. Like, let me move, where is it? It's somewhere down here, right? Warding? Because that's why I want to switch out, because there's one thing I don't care for. Flame Theater. Flame Theater, I think, would be a little bit more beneficial. Because it does damage. We'll try this. If not, we can always swap it back. But more damage to burning enemies, I think, is a little bit more important because we are burning them passively. Oh, that's the one thing I did forget to show you. My apologies. So it's a good thing that came back here. No, we're not switching glyphs. Let's go back into... Oops, sorry. So here, for your enchantments, this is where you're going to be using. You want a Frozen Orb for one of the enchantments. The other one's going to be Firebolt. Why Firebolt? Because direct damage from skills applies up to additional burning damage over 8 seconds. For this one, basically what it says is Frozen Orb's explosion has a 30% chance to make all enemies hit vulnerable for 2 seconds. Frozen Orb always makes. This is a modifier. So basically what it says is whenever you cast a non-basic skill, you have a 36% chance to launch a Frozen Orb nearby. This is an old Diablo 3 tactic, basically. So that's why we use it. So that gives you some context. Now, going back in, we're gonna... More Nightmare Dungeons. There's gotta be a blacksmith around here, right? Where are they? All the way down in the corner. Let me use the horse here, Wolfies. It's down this way. Oh, because it's down the stairs. Then we'll go do more Nightmare Dungeons, try to power up some of the glyphs that I don't have powered up. That's basically what we're going to be doing on stream today. There's the blacksmith. I'm surprised they have all these things bunched up together like that. All right. Let's go. More Nightmare Dungeons. More Nightmare Dungeons. This is all about Nightmare. Distill Fear. Interesting. Let's do that. Yes, the horse magically disappears, Whoopies. Alright, alright, good, very good, very good, very good. Lightning-based sorcerers can generate and pick up crackling. Lightning sorcerers are not bad, but they don't take you very far into endgame. Like, as you saw the last stream where I was playing Chain Lightning, like, the boss, some of the bosses was just taking forever to kill. I mean, they still take a long time to kill, but it's a little bit more damage overall. And as we continue messing around with Paragon, we can get it perfect. This is a work in progress, as you can say. Alright. Yeah, look at that. Way better. That's why I'm like, we need Flame Theater. We don't need the... Destruction's not very helpful. But Flame Theater... I'm definitely more helpful for what we're trying to accomplish at the moment. Like, Destruction's okay. It's not perfect, it's not bad. It's just okay. Okay, good. Let's do that. Alright, where we go next? Destroy 3 goddesses. Is this the same one we did before? Kind of feels like it, right? Yeah, like, this build now, the way it plays is just phenomenal, man. Like, there's just so many options for resource generation without having to. Feels a lot better than what it used to be, too, because it's like... I think this has a good chance of even being able to beat, when fully optimized, probably Uber Lula. Because Chain Lightning couldn't do anything to Uber Lula. That was just bad when we tried. But I cast a Blizzard there, apparently, didn't it? It's okay. Some enemies will take a little longer to take out, but it's fine. I'm definitely liking the way this build works now. Okay, let's go. I don't want to waste it just yet, because I try to get a lot of enemies in before I do that. Just pop this. Gives me a little bit of help. No? Don't die? Okay. Good. Okay. You probably are like, why did you not use your ultimate before? Because we have this to deal with. Test a little bit. Get back some shield while we're waiting. Alright, let's go. Don't really have to use my ultimate, so I try to put it on reserve for when we really truly need it in this particular build, as you can see. So let's see what we do up this corner here. Okay, Blizzard, Frost Nova there, just because it'd be kind of foolish. Took care of that too. As you could probably like, why don't you use the teleport? Oh, hold on. Hold that for. I know what you're gonna say. Why don't you use the teleport enchantment? Well, in the later game, we don't necessarily need it, as opposed to other things like Frozen Orb, as well as the, you know, Firebolt aspect, because although it would be nice to have a little bit extra teleports, our cooldown on teleport is pretty good. Like, we can't really complain so much about that. Like, case in point here. Wait. Pop that because we need more mana. See, like, everything really works so well in terms of passiveness. And I'm actually being a little bit too aggressive with how I'm casting certain things, because we don't need that many blizzards, right? Okay, so we need one more of the Seahorn Goddess. I'm thinking we'll go down this way. Okay, good. I want to try to bring that enemy towards me. Why? Because we want as many enemies in the same spot as possible. We don't have to waste casting too many of these blizzards, as you see. This is like a very old school Diablo 2 strategies here. Pull them in, do that. Okay, good. Can pop this for health. And we just profit right now. Up that. Can't pick up that Nightmare Dungeon. Okay. We could if I drop some. Which probably is a good idea, actually, now I think about it. Be 1 second. Let me take care of the enemies in this area and we'll go back. Wait, because this guy's gonna square up. You're lucky he's frozen. Okay. Probably like, why are you doing that category? We can drop like this low level one. We can pick up this one. And then we can just like, that way we don't have to run the same one over and over again, because it will get tedious. To be honest with you, running the same Nightmare Dungeons can get very boring. Some people prefer to run the same one because there's like, when you're leveling up and you're not at 100, you gotta use this, too many of them in the area at the same time. Could take a unnecessary death if we're not careful. As opposed to this. There we go. Good job. Pick this up. Heal with the regular one because I don't want to waste a flame shield just yet. A lot of gold. Ow. That kind of hurt. Okay, let's pick these up. You can let them all. They do like a lot of passive damage, so I can wait on. Alright, let's cast it. Cast 2 of these. There's probably a waste to cast them. Should we wait? Because we can always just kind of kite them into the area, as you see. Let me use Frost Nova here. And take them out that way. So as you see, it's very, very type of finesse type of build. It doesn't seem like it would be really strong on paper to the untrained eye, but Because you're not getting like a lot of crits off in the very beginning with it, but... And again, we don't have it perfectly set up yet with the Paragon, so there is always room for improvement. That's the fun part about Diablo games. It's always just kind of min-maxing and perfecting the build. And because I just wanted to get a working version of this up and ready for stream, because I could have spent a little bit more time with it off of stream and just re-perfect the Paragon exactly the way, it's fine. But this will, obviously, as you see, we're having no issues at all with it. Alright, pop one of these, pick up that stuff. As you see, these enemies are level 79 enemies, and they're mostly fairly easily popping. Okay, let's teleport there. It's a waste of Frost Nova on my end. Alright, so we're going to Siren Chamber, which is in the center of the map, and this is where the boss fight is. Oh, it's a Siren. We gotta be careful. She can one-shot us if I'm not careful. But she usually stays stationary, so that's easy to exploit because she doesn't really move around too much per se. She got us trapped in a poison pool. Not yet. Okay, let's do this. Probably like, why category? For that, Wolfies. And we took her out with generally ease. Pretty easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm gonna drop some of the lower end stuff, okay? Because... let's do that. Let's do that. See, these are all level 25-ish and stuff. Okay. Interact with this. Flame Theater, definitely much better. Let's go. Level it up. Alright, let's teleport out. And this is basically what we're going to be doing for the 2 hours today. Just perfecting, min-maxing, looting, grinding, the usual dungeon crawler stuff with these. That's good. Do you want another beverage, please? Perhaps adult beverage or a coffee, depending where you are in the world. Alright, so let's get back to work, so to speak. We still have a lot of stuff to do. I'm surprised how quickly we're able to clear these nightmare dungeons now. 12, can't use it. Okay, definitely can't use that. Only looking for really 925 item power. It has to be on specific gear. Keep the ring, 858. None of that stuff I can use. Hold on, let me save this because I think I have to extract that aspect. In fact, we're gonna do that now so I have it already ready. Because if not, that would be unfortunate for us, right? I think I need one of these for later, so I'm gonna get it now. The other thing that we should probably do is I do want to upgrade my Frostburn gloves. I think we have a... oh, they're already upgraded to max level? Interesting. I thought they weren't. Apparently they are. Okay. This is not maxed out? Oh no. Hold up. I'm a dummy. This is the occultist. I need to upgrade that at the blacksmith. Brain fart. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Technically early in the morning. Alright. Let's go. Junk that. Repair anything that needs to be repaired. Let's upgrade the gloves. Okay, frost burns. Let's see what our stats are now. Much better. That'll help tremendously. Let's fix this up. We should probably get rid of that aspect of disobedience. Everything's so secular here, easy to get to. So we don't have to worry so much. Like, I like bases like this because it's just, I can get a lot of efficient stuff done. Extract. I can't extract it? Oh, because I have it favorited. That's easily fixed. So a good aspect of disobedience rule. Alright. On to the next nightmare dungeon. We don't stop till we keep grinding. Keep grinding. Let's do that. Okay, good. Path of the Blind is the next one that we are doing, Wolfies. Hope you're doing well. Like I said, I've been doing pretty good. It was a interesting week. A lot of recordings, a lot of long things, and I haven't been resting as well as I'd like to be resting. Because one of the things is, like, I've been recording quite a lot, and then on top of that, like, I've been going to bed late because it's basketball season. A lot of you know I am a fan of basketball, a huge fan of basketball. So it's the NBA playoffs right now, right? And the NBA playoffs, right now, my home team, the New York Knicks, in case you don't know that, is actually in the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. And they had a very tough series against the 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers. So at one point it didn't look like they were even going to make it in, like, because it went to a game 6. And then, like, I was watching the Lakers Nuggets series, which just recently ended too. And the Lakers and the Nuggets, like, you know, I'm a fan, obviously, of California teams as well, because I have resided in California for a short time frame as well. So a lot of stuff, a lot of basketball, a lot of late nights, you know. So I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, and then, you know, between getting recordings done, dealing with some back-end thing, dealing with, you know, a little bit, not like major drama, but, like, you know, when it comes to VTuber stuff, like, I hate to always say it, like, in the VTuber sphere, there's a lot of random drama sometimes. Like, even when you're not part of said drama, it's just, like, can be a little bit tiring, to say the least. Let's do that. Pop that too. You know, because, like, obviously there's a lot of, like, I saw an interesting thing where somebody was referring to themselves. They were like a corporate VTuber, right? So they're talking about another corporate VTuber who now has left and become an indie, right? And they were referring to themselves like, oh yeah, well, you know, we were part of Hollywood, and Hollywood is why we don't, you know, Hollywood people don't interact with indies. And I just kind of found it, I know that it was a clip of something, so the clip itself could have potentially be taken out of context. And it's like no disrespect to that person who referred to themselves as Hollywood, but I've always kind of felt like, you know, personally, I actually work in the film and television industry. I have worked with Denzel Washington, actually, on a set. I have worked with Seth Green, who some of you might remember from, you know, not only Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but Robot Chicken. That's how I met him, through one of the things I did as you know, journalist, when he was promoting Robot Chicken with his co-producer Matthew Seinrich, as well as Macaulay Culkin, who was there. You know, I've worked with Danielle Harris, who a lot of people know as a horror scream queen. Mostly people probably remember as a girl as Jamie from Halloween 4 and 5, as well as Mary Beth in Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, as well as she was the main character of Stakeland. You know, she's played in many horror movies. She was in the Rob Zombie Halloween remake. I've worked with her. I've worked with the Candyman himself, Tony Todd. You know, a lot of these people on my IRL account, you know, on Twitter, as well as other places, followed me, because, you know, so, like, when I hear people that are in the VTuber sphere, like, yeah, you're famous on the internet, but, like, I take a little bit of offense to the fact that they're referring to themselves like Hollywood, you know, because I actually work with people in Hollywood. I've actually, you know, done stuff in Hollywood. You know, there's a really big difference between internet fame and, like, real fame, right? Like, I'll give you an example. If you go down the street, right, and you poll, I don't know, let's say you poll 20,000 people on everyday busy New York streets, let's say New York, and you ask those people, do you know who insert famous VTuber is? About 95%, if not more, probably 96% of the people that you talk to, that you'll ask if they know who this person are, is going to be like, huh? Who? What are you talking about? As opposed to if you ask somebody, let's say, do you know who Dwayne The Rock Johnson is? Or Anya Joy Taylor? Or MF Stone? or I don't know, Michael Bradley, or, you know, you ask somebody who Robert Englund is, or, you know, Kane Hodder, and those are people even a little bit lower on the train. People are going to automatically tell you, yeah, that's the guy from, or that's the girl from, or that's the actor in. And if you ask the same things about VTubers, and it's not throwing shade to corporate VTubers, but 95 to 96% of the people are not going to know who you are. You're famous on the internet. You are not famous in IRL. You're not Hollywood. Please stop referring to yourselves as Hollywood. Like, as somebody who works in Hollywood, I take great offense to that. Because that's not the case, man. Like, and the other, like, thing, and it's not throwing shades necessarily to corporate VTubers, right? It's the fact that when you start using terminology as to why you don't interact with, like, people who are not necessarily in corporations, and you're referring to people as, like, Hollywood versus non-Hollywood, and you're entering that type of mentality, it says a lot about yourself as a creator. Because again, even famous skin flesh tuber creators, if you go down the street and you tell people, do you know who Pokimane is? I'm not attacking Pokimane whatsoever, because, you know, Pokimane's got her empire and whatnot, right? And you ask people like, who's Ninja, who's Dr. Disrespect, you might get a couple of people that say, yeah, I know who they are. But overall, if we're talking about people that are in the 18 to 35 demographic that don't spend a lot of time on the internet and are not part of the gaming culture, who are usually, you know, general audiences, which make up a lot of, guess what, Hollywood, they're going to tell you they don't know who those people are either, and they'll be like, who's that? You will get a couple that are really like, yeah, I know, because they're going to be gamers, and there's always going to be overlap, but it's not going to be as many as what some might think. And that's not disrespect to anybody who's a content creator or VTuber, but there's a big difference, and there will always be a difference between internet fame versus real actual Hollywood fame. You know what, like, it's very impressive when people have like 4 million followers on YouTube, or you have, like, you know, 1 million subscribers on YouTube, because that's not an easy thing to do. Obviously, I don't have said type of follower base, you know, so that is an accomplishment. But when you really look at the larger picture, a million number on the internet is actually quite still small compared to, like, Denzel Washington's install base, or Emma Stone, or Anne Hathaway, etc's install base, where these are people who are household names. And I guess my point that I'm trying to make is, you cannot call yourself as a VTuber Hollywood unless you are a household name. Now, like, I can only think of one VTuber that probably in Japan would necessarily be considered a household name, and that would be Gargora, because she's obviously on billboards over there, and you know, is very, very popular. But ironically, again, like, when I saw this reference to Hollywood and stuff, it wasn't from people from Hollow Life, keep that in mind. It was people from VShojo. It was one person in particular, and I was just a little bit confused when I saw the clip as to why you would try to create such a great divide. Like, I understand, I get the concept why corporate VTubers really can't interact with indies, because there's always the issue that, you know, you don't want, well, anyway, it's against their contract. Like, no corporate VTuber is supposed to tell the secrets of what's going on inside the industry. Like, that's just a big no-no, right? But on top of that, like, you can't really, it's hard to trust people in general. Like, I've told people and showed people, like, new versions of models that I've made and, like, stuff that I've done, and they'll go back and, like, blab to a whole bunch of people about it, right? You know, so there's, you always run the risk of that. But I feel like there's a better way to word it, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at, as opposed to, like, making it a, yeah, I'm bigger and more important than you, and I consider myself Hollywood, because it's really not like that. Like, you know, internet fame and actual Hollywood fame, again, I can't stress this enough. As somebody who does work in Hollywood, who has worked in Hollywood, and with Hollywood talents, it's a great disservice to reference yourself like that on the internet, when it's a really big difference. Like, you know, VTubing, yes, is an act, right? Like, if you're going full out idol culture and you're trying to put out this impression of what you are, you know, and you're playing into that character, there's acting involved, right? there's VTubers who are like actors, that they're actually, you know, people who act, you know, in industry. You know, there's obviously people who are musicians before they were musicians in the VTuber corporate sphere. You know, this is not like shocking news. This is just kind of how it is. There's, you know, a lot of people who are VTubers that are in corporate sphere that wanted to be actors, and, you know, maybe they wanted to be Hollywood and stuff, and they never were able to necessarily, because Hollywood's a tough business. I know from experience. Like, it's not as easy as people think. Like, people want to be actors all the time, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. People want to be actors, and they want to be famous, and they want to, you know, make it in Hollywood, but it's rough in Hollywood. I'll tell you. It is rough, guys. It's a very cutthroat industry. And, you know, but a lot of VTubers are corporate. Some of them are people who are aspiring to be in the acting thing. And you know what? It may be... I think they give me great hands. Maybe, you know, it's hard because not everything is... I'm gonna extract that one. Not everybody can... I gotta extract that one too. Because these gloves... I have a pair of gloves like this. Well, the thing that bothers me is the 2 ranks of chargeable. It's not a bad glove, though. Bad ring. What's the rolls on this? Bad. What's this? Hydra, I don't use that. I don't use that. I don't use that. But getting back to my point, like, you know, there's a really, like, VTubers, there are VTubers who were, like, aspiring actors that didn't necessarily make it into either voice acting industry or they didn't necessarily make it into, you know, regular acting scene, right? There are VTubers who are in the corporate sphere that would probably prefer to be voice actors, because that's a big thing with VTubers. A lot of them really want to aspire to be voice actors. But, you know, Hollywood, it's tough. Like, voice acting is tough. I've worked with voice actors. A lot of people. I will name drop some of them. You know, I've worked with Michelle Ruff. I've worked with Sunny Strait. I've worked with... Hold on here. I'm trying to figure out which one we're supposed to go to. I've worked with, yeah, Sunny Strait. I've worked with, even though nowadays you don't really want to mention him because of the, obviously, the stuff that went on at one point, not directly, but I did work with Vic Mignogna, however you feel about him. I'm very well aware of what has been said and stuff regarding that. When I found out about it, it's like, man, I wouldn't have seen things that way. I don't know, you know, whether it's true or not. That's not my business, as opposed to, like, I know I felt differently after that when I heard, I was shocked. This is a guy that I've interviewed on podcast. And, you know, at one point, me and the person I used to podcast with were, like, interested in having him do some VA work for us, right? Oh, gotta get rid of an aspect. Actually, I don't have to get rid of an aspect. Can I? No, that's too much gold. I'll just put them here for now. Which ones do I not need? I don't need ball lightning. Anything that revolves around ball lightning, I'm not going to need. This is one. Try to keep the best ones, because you never know when you need them. I did a lot of these Frost Nova ones. Now we don't need this many of them. If I knew I had that many of them, I wouldn't have actually used them away. Gotta hold on to that. Hold on to that. Gonna put that one away. Keep that. Don't need these two. Alright, we'll pick that up. Alright. So, you know, like, when I hear stuff like that, it just kind of annoys me. Like, there's a big difference, I guess, is my point. And I'm not knocking those people, because I suppose it was not the best analogy. And again, I saw this as a clip. And, you know, clippers will clip things together and kind of take things out of context. But if it's truly said like that, I don't feel like VTubers should necessarily refer themselves as Hollywood. As somebody, again, I work in Hollywood. I've worked with Hollywood people. There's a big difference. I understand they were trying to say, yeah, well, we're more famous than an indie. But again, it's like, I don't feel like you even create a divide like that. Because, like, at the end of the day, we're all VTubers and we're all creators. Some of us have been provided better opportunities. Some of us have been more successful at it. And, you know, I support a lot of people who have been very, very more successful at it. But I will say that I don't like that concept. of trying to like identify yourselves as Hollywood, because like even, and no disrespect to Iron Mouse, right? But like even Iron Mouse, like some people are gonna know who it is, and then I remember this is the best thing to kind of put in an analogy, because it'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. Like when Iron Mouse won, what was it, creator of the year, content creator of the year for, I think it was Streamer Awards, if I remember correctly. A lot of people who are regular, like obviously non-VTuber watchers, I guess people would call them antis. I hate using that terminology too, because it's not, they're not anti-VTubers as it is, just you're not, they don't understand that type of culture, because not everybody watches anime, not everybody's into Japanese culture. But a lot of people, when Iron Mouse one was like, who the hell is that? What is this, a VTuber one? Like, they don't understand. And that kind of goes back to my point of how, like, even if you're famous on the internet, that doesn't necessarily translate to famous in public spotlight, which is henceforth why you don't say you're Hollywood. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. It's just, it's, and as somebody, again, who works in Hollywood, it offends me that people reference that. You know, it's just, I've worked with Hollywood people. And there's a really big difference. Like, and it kind of shows too, which kind of, you know, people do whatever they want, right? Like, I'll say whatever I want on this channel, I'll do whatever I want on this channel. But the other thing about it that kind of irks me too is like, you just show like a level of egotism, because you're very egotistic, that you have to reference yourself that way, like full of yourself in a way. Again, the clip can be taken out of context, but a lot of the clip is not edited from what I've seen. So it's, again, like the whole, how, yeah, like that's just, I think it's a bad look, personally. I know some people will probably not feel that way, but for somebody who, you know, actually works in said industry, it's kind of offensive to me to see people that are VTubers reference themselves as Hollywood, because there's a very big difference between Hollywood and fame on the internet. It's like apples and oranges, really. Okay. And like, yeah, content creators, a lot of them are invited to like famous Hollywood events because they do that. That's true. And, you know, big like gaming things like E3, because that's how a lot of, you know, people well, E3 no longer, rest in peace E3. That kind of dates me, right? When I say like, I have to mention E3. Can I pick this up without them attack me? I can. Wow, that's cool. Okay, good. This build is so good, man. Like, I can't tell you how good this build is. And it's not even perfect yet. It's still got some ways to go before it's amazing. Okay, we've got to save 5 prisoners here, right? I also feel like, even though it doesn't seem this way, it is quite strong of a build. Pop that. Are you doing that category? Because we need to get... Oh my goodness, look at that.
I need time.
I'm gonna pop the ultimate here because there's just too many of them. But if we don't do that, we'll be pretty rough shot. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting, man. You know, but that's like my random Saturday fit thought for the day, because I wanted to get it off my chest, because it's something that I saw the clip and I was actually not like super upset by it, but I was irked by it, which sparked me wanting to talk about this. I was trying to find the day to talk about it. Ironically, on a chill Saturday Diablo stream is the perfect time to talk about said things, right? But, you know, like, I don't know. And, you know, again, it goes back to my point that I made at the American Truck Simulator stream, too. Like, you know, I'm not saying... Like, the one thing I don't like when people do is when people try to devalue other people's work, right? Because maybe... You know, everybody really... It's gotten to the point where, like, people only want to associate with people who are necessarily successful, right? Because it's what you can get out of said people as opposed to what you can. And it's just a shame that we live in a society where it's kind of like that, but it just kind of proves my point. Like, when you're... That's a loot goblin. Well, loot goblin. Oh, you're not running away. You are not running away from me. I want the loot, even if it's not good loot. And it gave us the cage too, so that's a plus. You know, like, again, for me, it's like, we're all the same people. I don't treat people's social status any differently. We're all the same. At the end of the day, we all came out of somebody's hoo-ha. I don't mean to be a little bit lewd there, but, you know, you get my point. We're all birthed from a mom. You know, we're all human beings. We all, you know, go to sleep at night. We all have families, whether we're married. I'm not married, keep that in mind. Or, you know, we have, you know, brothers and sisters, mom and dads. Like, at the end of the day, we're human. Let's treat everybody with the same equal amount of respect, the same amount of dignity. And let's not, you know, compare people. And, like, my thing about, again, with the Hollywood is, like, I could care, like, two hoo-hots, like, whether you think you're Hollywood or not, right? Because, again, it's like, but the thing that bars me is, like, when you think like that, it just kind of perpetuates things I don't like about people in general. Like, you just gotta treat everybody, like, as equals. Like, you know, it's so silly how people can't, a simple concept of you treat people the way you want to be treated. So, like, if you view yourself as Hollywood, you should treat other people like Hollywood, right? Because you would, if you want people to view you like that, you have to also treat people like that. It's just, it's a crazy concept, right? I guess that's boomer talk, perhaps. Even though I'm not a boomer. Actually, a millennial. In case you're wondering. But it's just weird stuff, man. I don't know, like, I don't want to be like the old man on the soapbox, but I don't understand certain things in culture these days. And the thing that kind of bars me is the person who referred to themselves as Hollywood is actually probably around my age. So to have somebody, like, that's old enough to kind of understand the concept of the difference is just surprising. It truly is. And it's not throwing shade to that content creator, because I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just trying to fight awareness to how sometimes the way things are worded can be misconstrued. And how sometimes, like, there's a big difference too, because then people are going to think, like, just because you have a little bit of followers on, again, like, I know it sounds crazy because everybody says like 1 million followers is a big deal on YouTube, right? In particular, like 1 million followers on Twitch, you're making a little bit more money actually, I think, than YouTube. But, like, the whole point that I'm trying to make too is, like, I have a friend, Tabor Hill, who has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He makes Fortnite guides, and he covers Fortnite, right? He used to do Call of Duty as well. Very great guy. If you're not subscribed to Tabor Hill and you like Fortnite, definitely check him out, Tabor Hill. He's great, and, you know, has 1 million subscribers, and realistically, 1 million subscribers, you know how much money you're making? This is 1 million subscribers without merchandising deals. Keep that in mind. It's $65,000 a year. Keep in mind you have to pay taxes on $65,000 a year, right? Obviously, this is a little bit different with big corporate VTubers because they also got, like, merchandising deals, and they have super chats that they get. So, you know, you factor in the amount of people who are big VTuber fans. A lot of them are going to hit you with a whole bunch of super chats or donations or subs, so you'll make up a lot more money too. But, no, like, realistic speaking, it's very few of them would be making $1 million. Upper 100,000s, like, you know, pushing maybe $500,000, it's doable depending on the talent. But here's the other thing that people tend to forget about VTubers, right? When you work for a corporate, it depends on the corporation too, right? So, like, depending on the corporation, I think, if I'm in, depends on how much money that the company takes from you too, right? So, like, I'll just use an example because I know from people who have departed from Hollywood stars that have told the story that, you know, a lot of, like, Hollow, what was it? Well, Moist Critical also pointed this out. Like, Hollow Live, I think it's like a 50-50 cut, if I recall correctly from what I've heard through the grapevine. But then you see something like Niji Sanji. I'm not throwing shade at Niji Sanji because I know there are people who like that people from there. And they're, if you look at, like, talent contracts, allegedly, the stuff that you see there, it's, like, kind of crazy. Like, really bad deals, right? They take a big cut, and they have to pay for their event. Hollow Live is a great example, too. Like, you know, the 3D concerts that they do for, like, their birthdays? And let me invest the points here for now. And I'm going to invest a little bit here because it's been a while since I've upgraded that one. The 3D concerts, they pay out of their own pocket, and 3D concerts and renting the space is pretty expensive from what it seems like that's been roughly told in like their streams. You know, there's certain VTuber projects where these corporations, like, they have to pay out the town's got to pay out of their own pocket. But then you got to remember, with the super chats and the ad revenue that they're making and the merchandising, all that stuff is split, as opposed to, let's say, a Hollywood person where they're making all that stuff and they're not, only person they got to pay is their agent and they got to pay taxes. Big differences between the two, right? The other thing too is when it comes to like VTubers that are independent, they like usually, if they're very, very famous and they're making a lot of money, there's I don't honestly know anybody who's really can attest to that so far in the indie scene that's really, really, really popular. You're more than welcome to kind of throw a name out there for me to kind of research, and we can do the research together. But like most of them are probably not pulling in $1 million a year either. I'd be shocked. I mean, maybe. It depends on the super chats. But again, remember, whatever they're making is getting cut significantly by the corporations, because the corporations that they work for obviously get a cut of it, because, you know, when you're being promoted by these big places, and they're going to take a cut of the money. And rightfully so, because they do a lot to, you know, build you up and build the talent, and, you know, they help with the model, and they help get you, you know, the music that you need for streams, and, you know, hopefully the artwork, and there's clippers that they do hire. Contrary to popular belief, people do hire in corporate level for VTuber scenes clippers to clip the things for them. So it does go hand in hand, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that people don't realize that I know people are gonna be like, Category, how do you know some of the stuff? I know, trust me, I've debated about the corporate route for a while. I did actually apply to a place. I can't tell you the place I applied to. I had another place that was interested in me, and I turned them down, and I probably could have gone there and been a decent name in the industry, and I turned them down because it just, like, not the thing for me. Again, with corporation things is there's a lot of it's hard for me, right? I'm, as somebody who works in the film industry and stuff, I know how important it is. Did this freeze? Might have frozen. I know how important it is in regards to creative control, right? And when you sign with companies, you lose a lot of creative control. And one of the biggest sticking points for me, if I were to ever go somewhere, is I have to have a big chunk of creative control where if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And not have situations where then you're doing things you don't like. Because I've seen people play games from corporations that they don't want to play, and they sound miserable playing it. And I don't want to be one of those VTubers. Why are we playing Diablo IV today? Not because Blizzard told me to do it, not because anybody told me to do it. I felt like playing, so what did we do? We played. All right, I think we got everything we needed to here, so let's go. Let me check this here. I still got to do some things on the world map, but not now. Let's pop in our Nightmare Dungeon. Been a half hour, right? Roughly, maybe a little bit more. Do I have a potion? Pop in there one. I don't think that one's going to be helpful, but it's for the experience, really, more than anything else. All right, let's go. Half tier 27. You know, there's that big, like, so creative control is a big issue for me, because I don't feel like at this point in my life, and somebody that works in Hollywood that knows how important it is to have creative control, to really give that type of stuff up freely. I've always been open to working on certain ideas. Like I said, if people from a corporation presented a good idea to me and I thought it was good and I felt like it's workable, I'm willing to do business with said people. But a lot of the ideas that have been presented to me was stuff that I didn't like, that I didn't think was going to work. And, you know, another very important thing is I like to be able to speak my mind, which if I went to a big corporation, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have to, like, chill out. Another big thing about me, again, like a lot of people know, is I come from pro gaming scene. I come from the speedrunning scene. I have history. I've worked in, you know, journalism industry for games as well as entertainment. I've done a lot of things in the entertainment scene. Like, when you get me, you don't get somebody that's going to be, and this is no disrespect to the people who do that type of stuff. I am not a dude bro guy. I am not a guy that's going to act unrelatable to male audiences, I suppose, because I know how important it is to be relatable to both male and women audiences. I like to keep things real. I like to be opinionated. I like to not put up false appearances. So, like, if I don't like something, I say I don't like something. Case in point today. If I like something, I will say it. I like to be able to say and give opinions on games. If I think something's really good for a game update, I'll say it's really good. If I say I don't like something for a game update, I say it, and I have, like, the freedom to do that. I also, right now, have the freedom to talk with developers. So, you know, I'm friends with game developers in various different games. Like, people know I'm a big fan of Gigabash. I'm very friendly with the devs at Gigabash, as well as some of the people who work on the marketing team for that, which that doesn't influence why I've played a little bit of Gigabash this week, because I'm a Godzilla fan, as most people know. But that does, you know, I'm friends with certain developers. Let me use this ultimate. There's a lot of enemies on screen, so the perfect opportunity to get that done. Wow, there's still more of them. I hope we got good loot for our troubles here. This build is really good because, like, I can really chat with these guys and kind of turn my brain off mostly. I know that as we're getting higher up too, you notice how the flame theater is way more important than destructive. Destructive I felt was, like, not very good. Alright, let's use that. Why? Because it pops a lot more vulnerable. Okay. You're probably like, why, category? Why aren't you doing, like, high level bosses yet? Because I need to power up the glyphs enough. And I always have a tendency to not focus on... Oh, you teleported over there? Okay, let me do that. Okay, no experience. Did we get any good loot for that? We did not. It's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, you know, I pride myself on being able to be real with you, keep a genuine presentation. I don't like acting parasocial, because I don't believe in that, because I feel like when you get parasocial with people, A, it's going to make a certain amount of people uncomfortable. B, as males, you know, you act parasocial, it could be very bad for you long term, right? The other thing too is, like, I'm just not that type of thing. I like to focus on high level play of gaming. I like to focus on gaming. I like to be opinionated. I like to keep it real. Randon Nureg, who a lot of people might remember, used to be part of a corporation. And I think has said it best in one of his YouTube shorts. There's such a thing with corporations of talent being considered brand damaging, right? So if they feel like you would be a brand damage or a brand risk, they wouldn't hire you. And when you really think about it, somebody of my nature, somebody who works in the industries that I have worked in, somebody who's maybe a little bit older, I'm not necessarily what would be considered... I'm not brand damaging, but I'm also probably not what a brand would be looking to have in their group. You know, I would love to work with our VTubers, I've said that, but at the same time, I'm kind of gotten to the point where I'm fine being a solo act. Because, I don't want to say I'm a lot like Brandon, but in certain retrospects, I kind of am a lot like Brandon. You know, Brandon speaks his mind a lot. Brandon tells stories of how things used to be back in the day. I do the same thing as well. You know, Brandon likes some of the Blizzard games that I like too, although I don't play World of Warcraft. Man, if Brandon, I would be honest, not that he would be interested in playing with somebody small time like me, but if Brandon ever played Diablo 4 was interested, he could always hit me up. And I would be 100% down to play with him. And ready to do Judgment None. I don't think he would be interested in Diablo 4 because, yeah, there's a lot. Diablo 4 has created so much ill will towards people, and I can understand that, and most people are entitled to that sentiment because season 1 was bad. Season 2 was a little bit better. Season 3 has just been utterly terrible. Because track dungeons were not fun. And some of those bosses that you fight at the end of the season were eh. It's like, do you really want to do it? I'm hopeful for season 4 because there's a lot of interesting changes. My biggest still, I don't want to say iffiness, but my biggest hesitation still with Diablo 4 is the fact that, let me use that Diablo 4 still is lacking a lot more uniques in the game. Like, of the things that are being added to the game, which is mostly like loot overhaul, how loot works, which I think a lot of those changes are promising on paper. Some of the biggest issues still is that there's just not a lot of uniques in endgame. There needs to be more uniques introduced, and not like 4 in a season. It's like you're drip feeding uniques into the game, and a lot of the fun in Diablo 4 right now is the uber ancestral uniques, as some people are classifying them as. We don't have that yet. Not a lot of them in the pool. And yeah, Diablo 4 has been around not that long, but it's been well over, forgot how long Diablo 4, it's been at least a year almost at this point that Diablo 4 has been around. Maybe 2 years? It's just something we have to look up. I forgot when it came out. I know we've had 3 seasons. Each season's a 3-month cycle. So it's been out a year and a half then, right? And in a year and a half, it's still trying to struggle to figure out what type of game it wants to be. I know it wants to push a lot of microtransactions. Again, I feel like the seasons are getting better. And I feel like season 4 with the loot is a step in the right direction still. But I feel like there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. That's not saying it's bad, keep that in mind. It's just saying there's still a lot that has to be done before we can say Diablo 4 is a true contender in the dungeon crawler market. And the other thing too is, like, there's just going to be people who are going to be, Path of Exile is the greatest thing on the planet, Path of Exile is the way to go. Why are you playing this? You should be playing Path of Exile. And yeah, you know, I won, like, I'll say Diablo 4 still kind of misses the mark quite a bit. But I'm not interested in playing Path of Exile. I have no disrespect to the devs of Path of Exile. I have played Diablo games for almost a good portion of my life at this point. Fan of it. I'm fan of the franchise. I'm fan of the lore. Was 4 a great outing? No. 5 could potentially be a better outing. I think we have to go to the lower corner if I remember correctly. It's like how it was the last time. I don't think the layout changes much. Maybe? Oh no. Top corner, I'm thinking this time. Top corner it is then. But yeah, you know, with that stuff. But, you know, it's whatever. Diablo 4 is getting better. It's going to take time. I'm still very scared, so to speak. Like, I don't want to see the rumored $100 expansion. Because I feel like the game's in a decent enough point right now with the changes, and depending what they do, like, I would be interested in playing the expansion, but I'm also not interested in paying $100 for an expansion in Diablo 4. Just because, A, it's too much in this type of not political, but gaming landscape. You know, we're not necessarily a recession, but, you know, things are very expensive in the world right now. Like, I'll be honest with you, I never bought Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I still refuse to buy it because it's $70. And I didn't feel like paying $70 for the Nintendo Switch games in particular is something that I'm willing to do. Just because it's a lot of money asking for something that's kind of outdated hardware. And although I felt like Tears of the Kingdom looks phenomenal as a game and still is kind of really nice looking and more Zelda, which is never necessarily a bad thing, I didn't feel like it's worth paying $70 for said game. This poor thing might explode quickly if I get my Frost Nova back. As soon as I did, yep. Alright, let's do that. It's just gonna die quick, right? Yep. Nice. Alright. Alright, we're gonna power up Stagmite here, or Staglamite, I think is how you pronounce that. Then from there, I'm gonna power up Flame Theater, because as you see, swapping that out from Destructive was probably the way to go, at least for now. Maybe later on we'll have to invest a little bit more. Wait, what is this? 800 power? No. 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 Gotta look at all the weapons. You never know when you might get a better one. Nope. Oh, hello there. Little less intelligence. Damage to close enemies. Damage to stun enemies. 1 rank glass cannon. I gotta level it up and see. I think what we have now is better. But we'll hold on to this just in case. Critical strikes. Okay. We're getting decent loot for these runs. And I already did this, right? There's some more experience to be done. So, you know. But it's in a good state. But again, like, I don't know if I would pay $70 right now for an expansion. It's a tough pill to swallow. I would be more inclined to want to pay... I'd pay $39 for the expansion, which is what, like, a usual Diablo expansion would be. Like, in Diablo 3, it was a $39 game, and then, like, people... Well, I got it on the Switch version, but on the PC version, like, the expansions were, like, $30 expansions, $39 expansion. That's a little bit more reasonable of an asking price. If it's a $100 expansion, no. What I'd like to see them do, if they're truly doing, like, yearly expansions, something I'd love, but I know they're probably not going to follow suit this way. I'd love to see free expansions, like how Path of Exile does it. But I know they're not going to do that because I think they're going to try to make Diablo 4 how World of Warcraft is. And World of Warcraft, like, every time there's an expansion, it's like a retail price that you got to pay. And I'm very concerned that that's going to be the future of Diablo 4. And if that's the future of Diablo 4, well, you know, I hate to say it, but, you know, screw this bleep amount type of would be for me, because, yeah, I can't justify. I want to compare. That's why I'm doing it. 59, 32, 38, 2 ranks, teleport. This is actually better than what we had. Much better than what we had. 32, 38, 2 ranks. After using teleport, close enemies are pulled to you and stunned for 2.4. It's, yeah, all around better. And it's got slots. So we'll put this one away. Even though I have a couple of these, I eventually off a stream will go for these boxes. Don't stress it. So we're getting better, getting stronger, more powerful. More powerful than we've ever dreamed of. I like this ring roll. This ring roll's better than what we have. The only thing I'm missing on is the cold damage. Can we get cold damage on it? Because that would be perfect. This one's 925 though. This ring is nice though. It's better. Let me check at the cultist here, Wolfies, which I think is tucked away by the gem. How do I get there? Because I feel like that's gonna be something. I keep getting lost in the map. The map is a little bit more difficult to read, so to speak. But I'm thinking there might be something we can do, depending. I don't want to waste a lot of Forgotten Souls. Are you? Oh, that's right. You're like here. Shouldn't there be somebody here? Oh, it's not you. I forgot. That's like the person that sells jewelry. I wish they would change the icons for that, because the icons look very similar in this game. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I enchant the ring. I want to see what happens if I enchant the ring. Excuse me. What are the possible rolls that I could get in an enchantment here? So you could get critical strike chance, cold damage you can get, chilled, vulnerable. What could I get for the light if I swap that? You could get the cold damage on it. How many do I have? I'm gonna try a little bit. That's terrible. No change. Let's try it again. Critical strike chance. No change. Can't waste too much because we don't have a lot of gold, per se. Maximum 9.5 to frozen enemies. That's pretty decent of a ring now, right? No chain. Can't do too many more of these. No change. I don't think it's worth it on this ring. We could get a better ring. And we'll waste too many resources doing that. Alright, well, that's where we're going. Back in for another nightmare dungeon as we continue to get this character stronger and stronger to prep it till true endgame. How are you guys doing, by the way? You doing good? Do you want an coffee or adult beverage, Wolfies? Do you want perhaps a cake or a cookie? So we're going to be going a little bit longer. We're at an hour and 60 minutes on this morning stream. Is that enemy? No, it's not. Different dungeon this time? Looks like it. Yeah, this is definitely a different dungeon. I'm for this. Because you're writing the same thing over and over again. That's the definition of madness. Definitely good rolls here. Let's jump down. I feel like we're playing Chutes and Ladder right now. Jump. Okay. I'm thinking we'll go here. Look at that. That's an interesting... I don't know if you need all that stuff in a dungeon like that. Let's go. Passive damage. Okay. That was a big pushback there. I'm expecting so much pushback. Wait on this. How did I want to do that? But I pushed the wrong button. It was a misclick. It works in our benefit. Let's just go with it, as the say goes. Look at that. We're definitely much stronger than we've ever been before in this build. Get ourselves ready. Okay, good job. Let's cast him on Blizzard. Passive damage. Okay, good. For Telestomp, let's cast there. A lot of good damage to it. Okay, nice. Let's see, we have to get a couple of these enemies here, right? I'm gonna try to see how many of these we can attack. I don't have to worry about kiting anything right now, but I am gonna cast this. Okay, good job. Perfect. Damage rotation again. Nice. Perfect. Let's see. There's the other one. Let's go. Peace out. It's a spider we're fighting? Okay. Goodbye. I don't have to use another Blizzard. You're probably like, why aren't you doing that category? You don't want to overcast with the Blizzard Sorcerer, so it'll go bad for you, or Sorcerer as well. That was definitely not the wisest thing that I've done. Alright. We need to get more Animus. Or the... I guess it's Animus Spiritua, I guess is what's be referred to as. I'm not ready yet. Okay. Let's use our ultimate, because I thought I had a Thrust Nova that I did not have. Had a bit of a potato brain play there. Alright, let's pick this up. There's another one over there in that corner. We'll go fight that enemy as well. This enemy is going to try to catch up with us, but I think it's going to be busy. Alright, let's go. Let's cast this. Okay, now we just wait. As you see how much of passive damage, I don't have to cast a lot of blizzards to do what I wanted to do. Just get rid of those eggs just in case. Cast another one. Takes a while to kill that thing. I'm surprised. It's only for 630 gold. Alright. We need another carrier, so we gotta go up towards northwest here. And we should be okay there. Yep. This dungeon's definitely a little bit more reworked, which I like. Okay. Let's cast a couple blizzards here. Gotta restock my health. So I cast my flame shield to get health back, in case you're like, how are you doing that without casting a health potion? That's how I do it, Wolfies. This build's for... There's more enemies we gotta get. Okay. Gotta kill more enemies. Let's check up in this corner. could be maybe the way. Oh, I'm stuck in the middle. Why? Because I got crowd control. It's fine. I don't like to waste teleport for that, but in this particular incident, it's fine. Alright. We went this way. It's kind of a dead end. We just backtracked a little bit. So, by my powers of deduction, not to be confused with powers of seduction, we are going downward here. Yep. Okay, good. Let's pop this. And now we wait. This is literally what you call a slow burn, but it's not really that slow. Alright, let's get that. Now we can go deposit to the urn, so we'll just go straight across. I think this one is a boss fight at the end, if I'm not mistaken. Hear a little bit of noise in the background, please pardon the noise. As you all know, the Moonlight Brew is located in a very noisy metropolis, so sometimes from time to time, despite how great of mic filtering I have, some things will still get through because I cannot control a window, right? Like I'm by the window and I have a curtain on the window, but it's a loud city. Very loud city where a lot of people are loud. It's hard to even get some sleep sometimes in this neighborhood. Alright, let's go. What are we doing now? We're getting 3 eyes. Let me do that. Why did I do that? It's pretty obvious, right? Look at all those enemies. It's a lot of enemies to have to deal with, do you not? The good thing is we're still, like, really truly taking them out pretty quickly. Okay, good. Nice. Pick that up. Gotta fight one more eye. The one thing is that, like, it doesn't look like this is a fast build to use, but, like, if you see the amount of stuff that we've done today during the stream, and you'll see we've truly... You'll notice that the servers are getting a tiny little bit laggy, probably because there's a lot more people playing now as the day starts progressing. Alright, we need one more eye. This chest, is it cursed? No, it's not. Okay. What's remaining? Got all that gold because we're going to need it. We've spent quite a lot in swapping things out. We need to do that. Is this it? Okay, it is. So we're going to get rid of this. This will maybe be the end of this nightmare dungeon, I'm thinking, because I don't think there's a boss fight associated with this one. Could be wrong, though. Yep. Called it. Okay. I don't think we, oh, we got an aspect for our troubles too, so it wasn't actually worth coming this way, right? Pick that up. Let's go. Gotta go Flame Theater. Oh, I missed it by a little bit. That's surprising. Well, I know what I'm gonna do next time. Alright, good. Good job, Wolfies. We'll examine the loot. I'm not expecting that we're gonna get amazing loot here, but we'll get something. As you see, these nightmare dungeons, we're doing along super quick. We're getting a whole bunch of them done. This build is really, really good. I can't stress enough how freaking awesome this build is. It's definitely something that I recommend you're playing. There's going to be... Frozen Orb also has like a lot of potential in itself, because it did get buffed for Season 4. I was looking at the patch notes. So, let's see what we got here. That's some ring that I was interested in. What is this? Keep that. Keep that. That's not useful. What is this? I don't play ice shards, not this one. Not useful. Not useful. Not useful. Most of the stuff's gonna be meh, right? All of that stuff's gonna be meh. We could also, like, if we wanted to, put a wand and a offhand. I just haven't run into a wand that I think is really worth it at the moment. So that's why I haven't swapped out for anything yet, but I think in the future, pretty soon, we might do that. Maybe the next time you see me play this on non-seasonal, because I will probably be playing a lot of my non-seasonal character in between seasonal content. Alright. Where we go next? You guessed it. More Nightmare Dungeons, because we're trying to get those glyphs leveled up as quickly as possible. I don't have access to this one. What's the next best one? Because I haven't claimed the bonus? Okay. Interesting. Alright, Nightmare Dungeon. I have to go and do, what are they called again? They're not raids. I forgot what they're called. They're like certain areas where you have to go fight the boss and clear it before you can touch the waypoint. I haven't done all of them yet. Let's see, let's say something. Well, I can't do it here, so I can't show you, but you'll figure it out, right? You know what I'm talking about. It's those red areas in the map. Not that be confused with like the Hell Tides. It's not Hell Tides. Choose our own adventure. I guess we'll go this way. Alright, let's go. Okay, good. Let me vulnerable here. Alright, let's pick that up. Let's go for these. Teleport into that. Do that because I need some help back. Okay, that's on. Oh my god, we took a lot of hits here. What's going on? Let me just use this for safety right now. What's the modifier for this dungeon? Killing a monster gains 2 attacks. Alright. Interesting. It's an interesting modifier for this dungeon. Alright, slow burn. Let's heal. Good job. Pick up some items that are probably going to be useless. Really, I just pick up rares and uniques and hope I get a better one than what I have. Right. Pick that up. Good. Tough work. That was a waste on my end. I just had the biggest brain fart.
I need time.
Let's go this way. Is that a rotten stump? It's not going to be useful for us. Alright, they're going to slowly burn. I don't have to worry about them. Just cast this so I can get some resources back. This is the guy that I'm interested in fighting. Alright, good. Got some Blizzard. I have to get too aggressive with these because they last a lot longer. And we could just kind of kite them in there if we need to. Alright. Pick the health item up. Good. Alright. Looks like we're going northward. Got to slay 2 Anarchins, so we'll do that. Is this an item I can pick up? No. The one thing I hate is my pickup button is also where my ice armor is. There was like nowhere else I could put it because anything else, like, I wouldn't want my teleport there. So, like, we have to just kind of make do with that, right? Okay, good. Slow burn. Even it's not really slow. You think it's slow because of the way it drops down slow. It's actually really quick. Okay. So, we have to fight 2 more. They're over on the eastern side. So, let's see. Pick up the gold. Right here. Pick up those resources. Let's give a good glance. Overall, so far, so good. Like I said, Diablo IV is slowly getting better. They're onto something. I feel like right now I'm playing Season 3, and I kind of like what I'm playing. Having a fun time. I'm invested. I'm interested. Probably I also did play a lot of Monster Hunter while we were waiting for the new season to start, so that... You think stuff like that wouldn't matter too much, but it really does with these. Like, when I get to play something else for a while, and then I come back and play a different game that I haven't played in a while and revisit, like, it's more fun for me then. Which is why I like variety. A lot of people would probably love for me just to do Diablo stuff, just like there's probably a smaller minority that would be more interested in me just doing, you know, Monster Hunter stuff. But the thing is, I like to play for different games. Whatever we feel like playing is what we play. And the thing about it is, like, I have content creator friends who play one game only, and they only get known them for that one game. And then, like, if the game dies out, or, like, there's a lot of bad updates and people leave the game, then they're in rough spots. Look at Dead by Daylight. I have a lot of friends who play Dead by Daylight, and Dead by Daylight has had... It's not a knock to Dead by Daylight, but it's had some rough patches. Not like actual game patches, like really, literally, it's just been kind of rough, you know, for them as content creators, because there's a lot less people playing and there's a lot less interest. There's still a lot of people playing, but it's not as high as what it once was. And there's people who played, like, they just don't like playing anymore because, like, in Dead by Daylight, a lot of stream sniping happens. I remember I used to, when I streamed Dead by Daylight on Twitch, I used to get stream sniped all the time. And they obviously made changes to avoid stream sniping. Like, hackers could even bypass that game, which is so unfortunate, but something that happened. Alright. We killed him. Where are we going next? That's the major question. Travel to the Moonrise. So we're going back up towards the beginning of the area. we'll do that. This build, so fun. So fun, because it doesn't look like the Blizzard does a lot of damage, but it really does. It's a nice throwback, too, to, like, Diablo II. Which, Blizzard and that, a little bit more complicated to play. Just pick this up. I'm playing on control, in case you're wondering. That's why I can't just click, click, click on mouse. I'm more comfortable doing this. I have a lot of carpal tunnel and tendonitis in my hands. So, it's very hard to play mouse and keyboard for me. There are ways to, like, mitigate some of that stuff, but I don't prefer to play on mouse and keyboard. I like to roll, pick this up. Okay, good. Gonna pick up these golds. We're probably gonna just, you know, salvage it when we get to base. Why am I stuck? Might have been a lag spike there. Hoping that's not the case. Okay, good. That might be an uber unique. Oh, did I sign up for that? I don't recall signing up for that, lady. Alright, let's wait. Let's wait. Good. Oh, am I working with you now? Are you... So I'm gonna help you? Okay, so we're gonna fight. Are you done? Because I'm pretty sure the monsters I was fighting are done. It might be glitched. Are you done? That's it? Just... Alright, I don't know if she glitched or what happened with her. We're just gonna ignore her then. She might have glitched out a little there. That would have been funny if she did. No, we lost someone. What are you talking about, lady? I think she is so glitched. What are you talking about? Too many? There's nobody here. Alright, I have no idea what she's talking about. I'm just gonna kind of go off and do what I'm supposed to do. We can get to the next part of this dungeon area. She's I think she was a glitched actually quest line, which is interesting. Alright, defeat the dead mother. That's not really gonna be too hard to do. So all I have to do is cast a couple of blizzards and let them just kind of kite them into the area, or it into the area. Okay. Now we wait. That was kind of cute on its own. You do this now. Why are you doing that, category? Because we're gonna kill her in one hit. Yeah. It's the power of this build. Get rid of the lowest one. Pick that up. Alright, we said we were gonna do Flame Theater first. And then we're gonna go Staglamite. Alright, back to base we go. That was pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good order. Another good one. Let's see. Hour and 34 minutes. I'm going to probably do about 2 more, maybe? Give or take. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab my drink. Here a second, it's off on the side. And I want to drink this can here. Wait a second, so sorry. Oop. I know, that wasn't the most fun looking thing, but as I move with the can, like if I put the can in front of the camera, I do that, in case you're wondering why that happened. Oh, okay, that's good. Hydration. Very good hydration. Let me get one more in, and then we'll start the last of this, okay? I'll reset my position on the camera, too. Yep. So that way I'm recentered here, Wolfies. Sorry about that. Please pardon that. Please pardon the noise in the background, too. As I did mention, the Moonlight Brew is located in a very noisy metropolis. So, from time to time, we will have emergency responders that we hear, even with the greatest technology of voice microphone things. It's a noisy area. I would wish to do more to try to solve that, but it's a noisy city. I have sound panels and everything, and where we record, it's still kind of noisy. It's just kind of how it goes. I apologize, but we wish our emergency responders the very best in their emergency that they're responding to. Alright, let's look at the loot. Yeah, most of this is going to be terrible. Again, unless it's like... That's worse item power than what we... but the free plate was pretty good. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's definitely bad. Could extract that, so we'll just do that for now. It's bad. That's bad. It's not bad. Ball lightning is an okay build, but this is way better. Meteorites. I don't even think I've seen anybody play a meteorite build in Diablo 4. Okay, the blacksmith is up this way, so we're gonna go this way. And pop a nightmare dungeon key in a minute. Thinking probably by the time we finish this one, it might be the end of the stream. So what we could do today... Is there a chest around here? I'm sure they have them right around here. No, they didn't. That's interesting. This might be the only area where there's not a chest right there. Very confused by that. I guess this is a small little side town. Probably like, why are you doing that? It's not a bad one. It's not great though either. Also, I don't have any gems included here. Do I have any gems in my box? Now let's see. In an armor, 8% damage. What's this? In a weapon, it does that. In an armor, it does that. In a weapon, it gives us critical strike to vulnerable enemies. What does this do? Armor, maximum life. Let's take... We don't need 17 of them now. One there. Make us a little bit more tanky for now. The rest of these gotta... I have way too many of these. I gotta fix that box up. Again, something I'm not gonna do on stream now. Alright. Let's get this nightmare dungeon done with these. Alright. Can't use this one. Can I do this one? Not an air core dragon. Well, core dragon it is, Wolfies. This will probably be either the last one or the second to last one. So, with that being said, I am going to call last call here. If you would like another adult beverage or coffee, speak now, forever hold your peace. If you have a adult beverage or a coffee and you're not planning to order another one here at the Moonlight Brew, definitely make sure to chug it down unless the coffee is scalding hot. In that case, kind of blow on it for a little bit. And then, oh god, it's one of those modifiers on this nightmare dungeon. I hate these. The star of death. Like, oh man, this is just going to be rough. Because I can't speed run for it now. This is probably definitely the last one then. I hate this modifier with a passion. It's like, it makes me intentionally have to slow down, because if not, I get one-shotted by the star. Case in point, like, if I don't come back here, I will, like, get automatically killed, which, it sucks. This is, like, by far one of the worst modifiers to have in this game. This is the one I wish they would do away with. For Nightmare Dungeons, because it's not fun and it's not witty, it's just... It's overall doesn't feel fun to play. This. Gotta do that again, because if not, I'm automatically dying. Especially with glass cannon, right? Open. Ah! Let's go. What is this guy over here talking about? Oh, they're so cold. Well, I am killing things with ice. A lot of blizzards, so obviously it's going to be so cold here, right? Let's go. Let's see. We'll go down. Ah! Again! I hate that I have to be babysitting this bubble thing, because if not, I'll automatically kill. Doesn't make it easy to really deal with things. We are definitely super strong with this build down, so... My playtesting so far today has been worth it. Let me pop this because I need health back. Pop that as well. Alright, we're back inside. Well, we were back inside. Let me go to the bubble of death. You know, just gotta cross here. We're back outside, so we literally went in full circle. This wouldn't be bad if I was trying to level up and I needed experience points, but obviously at level 100. It's a little bit more different. Straight ahead, I guess. If not, we're dead. Alright. Hello, anybody here? Housekeeping? Housekeeping? Oh, a lot of people here. A lot of undead people, it looks like. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of damage. Alright, let's wait.
I need time.
Let's use the ultimate, because there's just too many of them all bunched together. And I don't trust myself a little bit. I feel like I was probably overextending a little. What are we looking for? The gate controls. Okay. Pop that for mana regeneration. Oh, yes, I have a vulnerable because we didn't. Let's pop this too. Nice. Alright, let me wait. Gotta hang back here. Some of my stuff's on cooldown. Alright. Should be able to interact with the gate here without dying. Maybe not. Go away. Being a nuisance to what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay. Open the gate control. Ah, there's that thing. Now I'm getting the circle, I'm dead. Alright, so that one's like literally west of this. Or east of this, I guess, technically on the map. So, what I hate about teleport in this game is I can't teleport through structures. I know they did that intentionally because they didn't want teleport to work like how it works in Diablo 2. But it is still a bit of a nuisance to have to...
I need time
to deal with that. Alright. How dare you? Got hit pretty hard there. The enemies are done. Go to gate control. Okay, cool. We could go to the front gate and open it. This is what's going to have a boss fight. Almost certainly. So, that'll be interesting. Open. Open sesame. Alright, where we're looking at here. I don't think it's a cross. Can we open that? No, that's a red herring. Okay, that's good to know. Let's climb down. Okay. No chest there. I got fooled. I saw the little candles and thought it was a gold chest. Does this kill all enemies type of thing? Yeah. It's fine. That was actually better that we did it that way. Saved a lot of time, so to speak. Let me cast another one.
I need time.
We'll wait on that. Kill up the old-fashioned way. No point to waste cooldowns on that. That's one enemy, not worth using anything else. Alright. Should be good. If we get bunched up here, I'll do something, but if not, yeah, it's gonna die to that. Let's wait. Good. Open the door. There's a bunch of them. We'll vulnerable them with the Frost Nova. Because they have a little bit more attack, right? Okay, open here. Alright. Let me use the ultimate attack. I would prefer it a little bit more bunched up, but this is good enough of a rotation for me. Speaking of rotations, walk. So where are we destroying? 5 blood boils. Oh, okay. That's doable. So we get good loot where we're here, right? Oh, this guy's got a big problem. Frost Nova you. Teleport these guys so you telestomp dead. Got the gloves. Ah, I forgot. It's one of these modifiers. I hate it because it's intentionally slowing me down. If not, I'd be speeding through this right now. Because there's some enemies, like, I don't, as you see with this build, have to necessarily attack them. Like, I could just let them come to me and they'll die from slowly burning to death thanks to the Blizzard. It's a really fun build, though. This is, reminds me of one of my Diablo IV builds. And it doesn't use Blizzard, but it's very similar to... Or actually, it does use Blizzard, because it uses it with the Hydras. With some interesting, like, burn potential, too. It's like Frostburn, in a way. Just, forgotten art, so to speak. Alright, let's go here. Good. I'm kind of ignoring some of the enemies. There's a reason for that. Oh, that's gonna be bad. I'm gonna take a death. Thank goodness I have my shield up, because if not, you're gonna be dead. Could be 1 second. I'm sorry about that. My apologies. There's like a car driving by with very loud music. I might have to mute if it keeps playing music because I'm not trying to get DMCA. Alright, let's wait. Okay, let's go. Like I said, it's a noisy city, and no matter how much I do noise cancellation, which I use quite a bit of it already, still a lot that kind of can get through, just because it's a very noisy metropolis. Alright, we're doing mostly good here. Okay, good. I love that at least the star formed around us here, because I'm not... let's see, I gotta cast this. It's invulnerable to anything? Alright, if that's the case. I don't trust it. Where's that thing go to? Did it die? Is it gone? Where did it... Why did it teleport over here? I'm so confused with what's going on here. They gave me crap loot for that? How dare you? I am offended by that. Alright, let's go. Teleport. Thrust Nova. That should take care of most of the threats. Let me ice shield here just in case. Okay, good. Not bad. Decent rotation again. That damn star. How many are left? 3 of them, right? Okay, so we're going up this way. This is definitely going to probably be the last dungeon, I'd say. Just because of the length that's taken to clear this one in particular. This one's very... Do this and do that. That's the one thing that always has bothered me about Diablo 4. Like, I wish Nightmare Dungeons would just kill all these monsters, get to the last boss, or the final boss in the fight, kill it, and then I don't like having this whole thing of, hey, kill all these enemies in this area, then find 4 pedestals and put them back where they have to go, and then fight a boss. Like, why can't it just be like Diablo 3? Go in, kill everything in sight, get to the end of the dungeon, fight a boss, get out, rinse, recycle, repeat. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Like, that's my biggest criticism still with this game. Like, I just want to go in, kill things, loot, and be done with it. I don't want, like, chores in my dungeon crawlers. It's not fun. Like, if it's a side quest type of thing, it's different. If I'm just doing, like, regular dungeon runs for loot, and to, like, you know, min-max stuff, why make that process so tedious and slow things down so much? Are you guys feeling me on that one? Let's go back down that way, because there might be the last 2 over that way. Like, are you picking up what I'm putting down, Wolfies? As the saying goes. So that's, you know, that's the thing about it. I don't understand, man. Like, why can't we just go in, loot, kill things, fight boss, get out, do it again, speedrun it? Like, that's what's missing from Diablo 4, that type of fun stuff. It's still possible to go through things quick, but it's not... You know, you have to have, like, run only then the same Nightmare Dungeon over and over again. Very specific one. That's a big oversight in this game, right? That's where I think it needs to improve still. And again, like, Season 4 is a good start for loot, but we need more uniques in the game, more, like, actual good rares, you know, more stuff. We saw stuff, but it's not... It's improvements, and it's going to make the game definitely better and more... interesting to play, because like your loot is going to be hopefully more meaningful for the most part. But what really makes the game unique is, you guessed it, uniques, where you have a whole bunch of different things to play with. And I understand that they wanted an idea of like drip feeding things, but as proven in many different games, when you try to drip feed things, it doesn't always work for your game. Look at to a lesser degree Power World. It took a while for them to get the next update out, and you know, they were drip feeding a couple of raids in between the summer update, and I mean, I'm fine with it because I had other things to do, because Power World has a lot of content in the game as long as you don't rush it. But there are people who complain that, you know, it's a long time before the next update with not much else to do. We need to get one more Blood Boil. I'm assuming it's going to be up this way. This is the only area we haven't explored so far. So, you notice how we've had to go, like, back and forth and around to certain areas? Like, this type of dungeon design, not fun. Not fun. You know. Let's use the ultimate here. So I was waiting for some cooldown. Let's pick that up. Go here. Okay, vampire bats. Go here. Alright. That's the blizzard. Let's go. Oh, I gotta be careful. You saw the death that's waiting for me there. Are these things from blood boils? Probably not. I'm gonna let that follow me. I don't. It's too late. We were already in the event. Well, we're stuck through this. Well, this is definitely carrying us to the end, guys. Just so you know. This is definitely last call, as I said. I'm not mad about that, keep in mind, because I did say probably the next dungeon or two, depending on how long it's going to take. I think it's safe to say this is going to take a bit. You might get a little bit of overtime, not by much, though. Alright. That's good. And we will be playing more Diablo 4 starting with the start of Season 4. The only thing is I probably won't play it the day that the new season drops automatically, due to the fact that there's going to be a lot of people probably playing the game, so I have a feeling that there's going to be a very big queue in the servers. So I try to avoid like the first big rush of players to the game back, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get a couple of them. And there's going to be some people definitely that are probably going to hop on the bandwagon, like what always happens with various different games. You know, so let's do that. Let's go. 6 out of 6 destroyed. So we're gonna get that. Hopefully we get good loot for our trouble. Only thing I'm really concerned about is getting some good uniques. Did the game freeze? Are we too good for the nightmare dungeon that we froze it? It's looking like it. I think we froze the nightmare dungeon. I'm gonna wait a second to see if we can kind of get it to not freeze. But I think we were too good for the game. Yep. I got the do you want to end the process thing, so we froze the game. Wow, that's crazy. We're too good. Oh, the game definitely crashed now. Yep. It crashed. That's funny. Well, I think maybe that's probably our cue anyway to dip out of that one. Which is fine, because I was going to end anyway after it was done. I'm not going to jump into it. Wow, Diablo 4 still got really weird errors like that, but hey, it happens, right? Anyway, with that being said, this is going to conclude week 18 here of the Moonlight Brew. Week 19 schedule will be posted on Sunday. As I told you before with the stream, there will be more Diablo 4, so for those people who are fans of Diablo, we're going to do like what we did the last time. Diablo 4, we're going to start with our seasonal character. I think it's the Barbarian I'm going to play this season, because Barbarian looks like it's going to be interesting for Whirlwind, so that could be a fun build to play. So I'm going to do Barbarian. That's pretty much what I've decided. We're going to do Barbarian. Season 4 will start at level 1, and throughout the season, we'll have installments of me gradually doing Fiends in season to get to level 100. It should probably take us most of 3 months. It's not going to be the only thing that I do on the channel, keep that in mind, and there's still going to be variety. So you'll probably see, I guess in the beginning, maybe 1 or 2 Diablo 4 streams a week. And then as I get a little closer to 100 and endgame, then I obviously will kind of cut that down a little bit. But that's like my plan for Diablo 4 on the channel for the next couple months, I guess. It's probably a 3-month rotation. So I'll be in the rotation at least, it could be more, once a week. And you'll get to see me do my seasonal journey at Season 4 with the Barbarian, and hopefully we'll come up with an interesting build that'll take us to endgame and stuff. Because I could go Rogue, like I said before, but the problem with Rogue is it's very easy. A lot of people play it because it's very easy. A lot of people play it because it's a very easy way to get high leaderboard placement. A lot of speedrunners do it because it's easy. You just zone from very far away, and you don't have to really get up close and personal. And I already kind of did that with the Corpse Explosion Bone Spear Necromancer last season. So I really don't want to have to play a whole season of that where I'm just kind of zone. And, you know, if I were to play Blizzard Sorceress, like you saw my internal character now, that's going to be me mostly zoning. And you can't play Blizzard Sorc until, like, very late game. That's not something you can start at level 1 and do it. You have to be like level 100 and get all the gear, and then you put it together to kind of make runs for Gauntlet, which I'm assuming is probably going to come back in Season 4 of Diablo 4. But, you know, it's that's basically what's going to be going on, you know. So Barbarian will get, like, up-close melee and whirlwinding around. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I saw interesting stuff with Whirlwind when I was watching people play on the PTR. Dust Devils to get a little bit nerfed, like, from what it was on the PTR till now what it's on season. Not by much, like 2% change here and there, but I still think it's going to be a very fun and powerful build. I'm really, really looking forward to Season 4 So there will be Diablo on the schedule. There won't be as much Monster Hunter for the time being, like World in particular, because honestly, I was playing some Monster Hunter World because I saw a lot of new people playing it. I wanted to help them. We were waiting for Diablo 4 to start, and World, we've kind of burnt ourselves out on Monster Hunter World here on the channel for now. We could go back and do some Sunbreak content. I'm open to Sunbreak content, but it's, again, not going to be something that's going to be multiple times in a week. Right now, the shift comes back to Diablo 4. We're going to do Gigabash because the new DLC will be dropping next week, so we'll be able to, well, yeah, roughly we'll be dropping pretty soon too. So we'll be doing Gigabash DLC as well, because Kingdom Door and the Iron Monster are going to be coming out. We'll have still like Cozy Games, American Truck Simulator will probably be back next week since I didn't play it at all this week. Movie night, we'll do another movie night as well, because we have Guyver 2 that we still have to watch. And I'm also interested in doing Godzilla -1 because I do have the movie to watch. But I don't know. Time will tell whether I do that or not as well, because, you know, it depends. I'm waiting also because I know, like, if you live in Japan, you can watch it with me in Japan because you have Amazon Prime. You get it on Amazon Prime, but they haven't released it on American US distribution. And I doubt a lot of you have a Japanese Blu-ray copy at your disposal, such as your Moonlight Brewmaster does right now. So, with that being said, though, Wolfies, this morning's stream is officially going to be coming to an end. So as the saying goes at the Moonlight Brew, you don't have to go home, but you can stay here. I will see you Tuesday for week 19. Schedule will be posted on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you back here at the Moonlight Brew on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. See you later, Wolfies.